first thing you want to do after your pre-flight checklist is to find the tallest tree and find the height. In order to do this safely, take off and fly well above the tree. Aim the gimbal straight down and carefully adjust the screen so it's pointing straight down at the top of the tree. Use the screen, but also check within line of sight to make sure that the drone is safe from making contact with any twigs or leaves. It's better to be conservative here. Carefully hover anywhere from 5 to 10 feet above the tree. You can see the height on your phone screen here. Take a look at your phone and take a screenshot of the height of the tree. Getting in the habit of doing this as soon as you take off is useful for two reasons. One, this is now considered your floor. It's particularly useful for newer pilots, but pilots of all skill levels could benefit from knowing what the lowest safe altitude is for a flight. As long as you remain above this altitude, you can confidently frame your shots and fly your orbits without having to worry about flying into any trees. The second reason is if you have a deciduous tree on site that has lost its leaves, you can later use this screenshot to recreate the tree perfectly in the model using our design software. That way, shade analysis takes into account the leaves that are no longer there in the fall or winter. Once you've done this, it's time to set up your POI. Remember, we're doing a context flight and a detail flight. For your context flight, you'll want to capture the entire scene as well as the home's roof and walls. Fly well above your floor and frame the shot so the structure is mostly contained within the center rectangle of your grid, and make any adjustments to your camera settings if the overexposure warning is being set off in the actual structure like it is in this image. Remember to turn the auto option off so you can actually have control of the shutter speed and ISO parameters. Note here that I try to get rid of the overexposure warning by making changes to the ISO and the shutter speed. Now that you've fixed the lighting, drag your finger around the center of the home to create your POI and hit go. Now it's up to you to capture a photograph every 2 seconds or so to start collecting your data. After completing your context flight, you're going to want to set up your detail flight. Remember that your floor was about 74 feet, so we want to stay above that number. Here I go up to 78 feet just to give myself a safety buffer. Drag your finger just like you did for your context flight. Select POI, lower your speed because you'll be doing a smaller circle, and hit go. Once again, start collecting those images by snapping a picture every couple of seconds. Remember to make just a single orbit. If you make multiple orbits around the same point, it might lead to errors. My final note here is, try to land manually as often as you can. It's good to practice your drone flying skills, and relying on obstacle sensors 100% of the time is not good practice.